Hey, World Entertainment, and a very interesting story has popped up, being the fact that Keanu Reeves recently said that he doubts there'll be a John Wick 5 as the character is, spoiler for this, dead. Well, after him saying that and pretty much putting a close to the idea of there being a fifth John Wick, and of course he also said he would love to do it, but his knees and stuff seem to be the ones saying no, not now. We now have confirmation, official confirmation, that John Wick 5 is in fact happening. Now, they don't say anything about Keanu Reeves actually being in it, but they're very much hinting that it sounds like he will be in it, at least in some way. So we'll have a look at this, because this literally came out of nowhere. Right on the heels of Keanu Reeves saying, yeah, look, it's probably not going to happen, to now confirmation from one of the heads of the company saying, oh no, it's happening. So it says, John Wick 5, the movie that seemed impossible after the events of John Wick Chapter 4, has been officially confirmed. The R-rated action and stunts-heavy franchise seemed to end with the fourth film, but we now have confirmation that the fifth movie is underway. At a preview event for the John Wick Experience in Las Vegas, Jennifer Brown, head of global productions and experiences, spoke to comicbook.com and confirmed the fifth film in the franchise is indeed happening. This is what she said. This world continues to grow and expand in incredible ways. Up next, of course, we have Ballerina, which is our first spin-off movie, and can't wait for that to be released to the world. Of course, we've announced we're working on a fifth John Wick film. She then added to the conversation, we're developing a fifth John Wick film. He may be dead. We are all on bated breath waiting to find out. So there's the hint of he's dead, but is he really? That's what they're indicating there. So this says anyway, this comes as quite a surprise, I believe a welcome surprise, as Keanu Reeves himself has said the character is dead. In fact, those were his exact words. Of course, in Hollywood, anything can happen, including the resurrection of dead characters. Maybe Reeves is trying to throw everyone off the scent, or maybe the studio is planning to continue the movie with or without him, something that would undoubtedly upset many fans. At the end of John Wick Chapter 4, it was pretty clear that John had died, even though we didn't see the character's body being placed into a coffin or buried. There were lots of theories flying around that John wasn't actually dead, and some of them were loosely based on John's dog's attention being pulled away from his grave at the last minute. Maybe that means John is alive. Maybe that means the dog was looking at a squirrel. I doubt that. But if John Wick makes his way back to the big screen for more incredible action, we're excited. And yeah, of course, John Wick is pretty much synonymous now with Keanu Reeves. So the idea of them doing a fifth movie, that's the actual John Wick 5, doesn't work without John Wick being in it. This isn't a spin-off, you know, this isn't going to be, it's this. Now, what it could end up being, and I think this would also probably piss fans off if this is the case. But if this is the case, I also don't think you would call it John Wick 5, is the idea of a prequel. That being said, we've already had the prequel with the Continental series. Now, John Wick wasn't in that. That was about Winston setting up the Continental, well, taking over the Continental and stuff like that. There was, I think, hints of John Wick coming in, or at least he was born or something at that stage, if I remember. But again, if it was the idea of them doing a prequel to a young John Wick, I don't think you would confirm it as a John Wick 5. You would flat out say, yes, we're doing a prequel to John Wick. The fact that they've very clearly stated we're working on the fifth John Wick film. So that is very much kind of indicating that it's John Wick 5. Unless they turn it around and say, well, it's the fifth movie we're doing, but it will be a prequel. I doubt it'll be a prequel as well, especially given that she says he might be dead. We're all waiting with bated breath to find out. You don't say that if it's a prequel either. You would clarify it's a prequel. We're going to see a young John Wick, and we're going to learn all about him and how he got into this and blah blah blah, all that type of stuff. And none of that said. It's very clear they're talking about chapter 5. Now the question is, when do we get confirmation that Keanu Reeves is coming back? When do we get confirmation that his knees are ready to jump back into the action? That's going to be the big question now. But it is interesting that he has only recently, only there a few weeks ago, said, yeah, look, I'd love to do it. The character is dead. I'd still love to come back and do it. Just the knees and the body are saying no. And now they're saying, well, actually, John Wick 5 is officially a go. So we'll wait and see what happens and see what more news comes out about this eventually. I doubt it's going to start pouring out right now. I'd say it'll take a bit. But I think we're all waiting with bated breath, more so to actually hear whether Keanu Reeves is returning or not. Again, how could you have it be called John Wick if you don't have John Wick in it? We'll wait and see. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Like, share, subscribe. You know the drill. Cheers, and I shall catch you in the next one.